Okay. I can't guarantee that I will be super duper consistent with these, but here's a reading if you are open to it. And I hope you know your life better than I do. I hope you know how to use discernment. Okay? So, I have no idea what's going to come out of the cards. I don't know what kind of energy is going to come through. But I do kind of get that there is an energy of. I'm going to be general as frick. There is an energy that you need to be mindful of as you move forward on your journey. This could be jealousy, this could be envy, this could be literally the Nine of Swords here. Somebody. For some of you, this is your own energy, but there's an energy of like being anxious about moving forward. Like somebody, either somebody else in your energy or you specifically, are anxious about moving forward. This could be an ex. This could be like a job that or a boss that you had. Excuse me. Also, I didn't offer you to take a breath. If you want to take a deep breath, you could just recalibrate. 1, 2, 3, and then let it go. We have the King of Cups. Yeah, this could be a water sign. I don't really do sun sign astrology. I don't care about that. But this could be somebody with heavy water in the chart. Somebody who's very expressive with their emotions. We have the Tower card coming out. Yeah. I'm kind of getting the idea that this is about somebody who overthinks a lot. Oh, shit. I don't know. Oop, okay. We have the Knight of Wands, the Strength, and the Sun card. So we do have Aries, Leo, Sag energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, also Taurus and Libra, I guess. Like whoever I'm talking to, I feel like the last reading that I did on here was about letting go and moving into the future, moving forward. And you could be embodying that energy, and I just feel like there's energies around you. There's at least one person, at least, who is not super happy about that. And somebody here could have a savior complex where they feel like they need to save others, they need to rescue other people from their own demise. And it's a noble trait to have. It's, it's not a bad thing to want to help others. But with the Four of Pentacles here, I feel like you're in a space right now where it's really necessary that you be mindful of where your energy is going and how much of your energy you're giving out to people. I don't know all the details, but I just feel like I'm talking to someone who might have been a people pleaser in the past, or maybe you are still a people pleaser and you're getting over that. But people pleasing is not what it sounds like. It is like you're trying to please everyone, but in the process, you're not pleasing yourself. You're not helping yourself, And generally, if you really boil it down, people-pleasing tendencies come from a place of, like, self-protection. You're not doing X, Y, and Z because you genuinely want to be helpful. You're doing it because you know that they will like you and they will accept you, which is very different from doing it because you genuinely want to do it. Like, some people are people-pleasers because they genuinely want to help, but a lot of people, it's a self-defense mechanism. They're covering their own ass, you know what I mean? I am going to pull from the past life deck, see what comes through. The Sun card comes out, which is a really good omen. I feel like there is a lot of positivity coming for you. And it's actually funny because we have the Nine of Swords and then the Sun card. And it's like a duality sort of thing, because it's like you can't have the good without the bad. When you're striving for more, when you're striving to be more positive, to be more optimistic, you're also going to experience moments of extreme darkness. You know what I mean? We have the Health card coming out. Some of you could be worried about health. We have persecution and inquisition, wars and battles. I feel like for some of you, this could be about physical health. There could be something that you think is wrong with you. And I'm going to offer prayer. I'm going to offer, that you pray about it and, like, you know, understand the power of your mind. But for others of you, this is like the energy of you being persecuted and like, and then the dogs are going off. This is the energy of you being persecuted and like ostracized, and because of that, experiencing a lot of anxiety, experiencing a lot of this Nine of Swords energy, overthinking, over anxiety. That's not how you say that. But then we do have the forgiveness card. Some of you could be in an energy of learning forgiveness, embracing forgiveness, which is not a hard word to look at, which is not an easy thing to do. Maybe for some of you it's easy, but it's not an easy thing to do for some of us when we have been handled so poorly, you know. But whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you're pretty resilient. I feel like you... Sounds really cheesy, sounds really cliche, but I feel like you're somebody who was meant to rise above. And quite honestly, anybody who goes up against you, quite foolish. Actually, we have the arts here. You could be a musician, you could be an artist, somebody who creates. There was an affirmation that I did earlier where it was like, I create not because... basically the affirmation was like, I create because I feel called to, not because I have to, not because... Sorry, I don't know how that's going to translate, but I definitely fumbled over my words right there. There could be an energy of you or somebody being messed up over their words. Like, they're not really... Because I'm, like, having a hard time getting my words out in this moment, and I feel like there's an energy of somebody, like, stumbling over their words, not being able to speak. And that goes back to regulation, self-regulation, like... Sorry, I don't know. This I'm pulling from the Romance Angels deck. This doesn't have to be about... Oh, shit. This doesn't have to be about romance, but I'm going to pull from the Romance Angels deck. We have Make the Effort. I thought it was going to come up in reverse, so somebody could be really lazy right now. Somebody could be taking a rest. But on the flip side, this could be about you taking the effort, taking the initiative towards your health, towards your future reality. I was on live stream and I had somebody ask me about their health, and I was basically telling them, you know, open your mind, like, understand that miracles happen all the time. Just because a doctor tells you X, Y, and Z doesn't mean it has to be so. So there is something about that coming through, about, like, taking control of your narrative, understanding the power of your mind, the power of your actions, words, and intentions. We have let your friends help you, and then very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. You could be building a new friend group or like finding new friends, something like that. And then as I say that, the Knight of Wands and the King of Cups kind of speak to me right now in this moment. I don't know what that's about, but let's see. Who is this Knight of Wands? Is this somebody that we should... Honestly, I'm kind of getting that this is not somebody that you want to continue having in your life. We have the Devil and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. The Five of Cups, literally, 10 of Cups. In order to find this 10 of Cups, I do feel like there's an energy of you letting go of this Knight of Wands, whoever this is. It doesn't have to be a fire sign, but I am getting like Leo, Sag, Aries energy. It doesn't have to resonate on that aspect, but it's somebody who's very passionate, very fiery. You know, very full of energy. But I feel like if this person that we're talking about has caused you a lot of disappointment, I definitely see a pull for you to let them go. But obviously, pray over this, meditate over this. Like, you're the one who has to deal with the consequences of your actions. So please don't make any decisions based off of a tarot reading. Please don't do that. We have the King of Cups. The King of Cups seems more promising, to be honest. Let's with the King of Cups. We have the King of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Three of Wands. This is split. For some of you, this is a person. This is still the Knight of Wands energy. And I'm kind of getting the energy of somebody who's dressed up as something. I'm getting that also, that line from that Ariana song, Does she know you're not who you say you are? 'Cause I might give her a call. Or was I just not me at all? Something like that. So there could be an energy of somebody like pretending to be something. Literally, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm kind of getting the energy of somebody who pretends like they have money, but they don't. Someone who flaunts like they have money, like they have things, but they don't. And there's no judgment, there's no shame in not having things, but I think there is a little bit of shame in pretending like you do, or like making people believe that you do. But that's just my personal opinion, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. We have the Nine of Pentacles and then the Knight of Swords coming out. So, whoever I'm talking to, I do feel like you are quite abundant. I feel like you, once again, you're a very resilient energy. And anybody who comes up against you kind of knows that. What's going on? What's some wisdom? What's some advice for whoever is here, whoever is listening to this? We have the Ace of Swords, the Hangman. Oh wow, that's conflicting. So the Ace of Swords does talk about taking action. The Hangman talks about not taking action, talks about stagnancy, talks about being on a pause. So what's the wisdom with this Ace of Swords? I mean, there could be something that you're needing to take action on. Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn, and imagination. For some of you, I don't want to gaslight you, but for some of you, this energy could be in your head, is what I'm feeling. I don't know. Once again, I don't want to gaslight you. So, I don't know, if you feel any weird energy from people, if you feel like people are like working against you, ideally you should be able to trust yourself. But there's also a thing about trauma and how like trauma clouds our judgment. Sometimes we mistrust situations, not because of our intuition, but because of past situations. You know, those people who like say, oh, you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't go there because I did that once and it hurt me. And it's like, that's not intuition, that's not wisdom, that's just you being afraid. And that's fine, there's no judgment in that, but there is a message coming through about the difference between intuition and trauma. You know, we have empathy and we have patience. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Yeah, for some of you, there's a very specific message coming through about, how do I say this? Like there's a pause happening, or there's like some sort of stagnancy happening, but I feel like it's an intentional energy. Like it's something that you're sitting with and you're like, yeah, no, this, I need to take a pause. I need to take some time out. Heart meditation for some of you might be really, really helpful. Yeah. And then we have the peace card at the bottom of the deck. I usually make these like 10 minutes. I've went over that 10 minutes, so I'm going to end this pretty soon. I'm going to pull some more of the messages. Pull more of the love messages. I said more. I haven't pulled any, but you know what I mean. Let's see what comes through. If you are thinking specifically about love and relationships, what messages want to come through? If there's anybody you're thinking about specifically. We have detachment. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. You could be thinking about somebody from your past that walked away. Responsibilities, regret. They do regret the situation. They do regret how they handled it. But they had responsibilities they felt they had to take care of. They had to like take care of their peace, take care of their peace of mind. Moving on from that energy. In the present, we have reminiscing, chaser. Yeah, that energy is really strong. In the present moment, I do feel like they're thinking a lot about the situation. But I don't know. Yeah, mistakes, sabotage. Somebody's really heavily thinking about past mistakes and like what they did. And like, I don't know. it's really unfortunate how a lot of people have to learn by making mistakes. You know, it's like you didn't know that this was a bad idea when you did it. You know, and it's no judgment when I say that. It's just kind of sad, really, more than anything. Unworthy gossip. You're a better person than I am. I'm afraid of what other people think. Yeah, somebody. This energy keeps coming through. I mean, I also, this could be multiple people that we're talking about, but there is an energy of somebody like not treating you the way that they should have, and then now regretting it and being like, "Fuck, I should have been nicer to them." And generally, those are the people who don't treat people well. Generally, so it's not like they were having a bad day. They just didn't see the value in you, and they were like, "Well, I don't see any value in you, so why should I be nice to you?" I mean, I feel like that's also a message coming through for somebody getting into the dating scene. Like, be mindful of how people treat other people. Like, because a lot of people use the excuse of like, oh, well, they treat me nice, they treat me well. But it's like, okay, but do they treat other people well? Why do you want to be around somebody who treats other people poorly? You know what I mean? Because then that reflects on you to some degree. It's like, you know what I mean? Reciprocity comes through. Some of you could be waiting for a love offer, a love situation, and I do see that coming. New chapter, unfinished. Yeah, I do see that coming for you if you're waiting for somebody, why did I say it like that? For somebody, for something to come in. I do see that coming for you, especially if you stay aligned with that energy. You stay aligned with love. You stay aligned with being a good partner, etc., etc. Another message is coming through about like, to some degree, you have to be what you're wanting to attract. Like, if you want a rich partner, you have to also emanate the energy of richness, whatever that means. If you want to attract a loving, caring partner, you also have to be a loving, caring person. Pretty obvious, but some things are reminders, some things need to be said, you know? So, yeah. Overall, whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you're in a good energy. There might be some towers ending, there might be some like really ugly energy around you, but I think you're doing pretty well for the most part. I think you are moving in the right direction. Just be mindful of misalignments, be mindful of people who are not really good for you, who do not make your nervous system feel good, etc., etc. Yeah. Alright, much love to you. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice rest of your day. Also, make sure you check out the description down below. Deuces.